Hey, it's Nina.
And Ashley back with the bullshit.
And this is the Young and Gettin Podcast.
Ooh, yay.
Episode 44.
The big fo-fo.
Just so you guys know, you can find us on Apple Podcasts or iTunes. Just search Young and Gettin Podcast. There's no G at the end of Gettin because we're millennials and we're just young and like hip like that and stuff. Please subscribe on there and please rate and review. We have 5 stars, so I mean we want to get it that way, but be honest, you know, we ain't tripping. We ain't gonna be mad at you or nothing like that. Also, you can find us on soundcloud.com/WeAreYAGIP. Please follow us on there and feel free to comment. We'll comment back. We're also on YouTube. Just search Young and Gettin Podcast with no G at the end of Gettin. You'll see a cartoon version of us and all of our episodes up there, some with video tapings of our special guests. We're also on Google Play, we're also on Stitcher, and we're also on Pocket Casts.
And you can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at YAGI_podcast. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/YAGIPOD. And we also have our website, www.weareYAGIP.com. And then, of course, we have our email, Ashleyandninapod@gmail.com. You can also hit us up on our Google Voice number at 323-486-3811. So be sure to hit us up. Let us know your thoughts. We didn't do an Instagram poll or questions this week, but I mean, this week was a fucking struggle. So,
yeah,
you know,
because we're adulting.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Adulting is a struggle.
Yep.
And for millennials, adulting is even more of a struggle because we're millennials.
Yep. And like, don't turn to drugs, because like right before we started taping, I was looking on Instagram because I was trying to find the Instagram for our commercial break, and you know how you go on Instagram and get sidetracked. I went to the Explore page and fucking Mac Miller died.
He overdosed.
Like, that nigga's dead.
We're taping on today is Friday.
We're
taping on a Friday, so he died today.
Today at noon.
2 hours ago.
It said at noon.
He died 2 hours ago.
Jesus, and he's 26. Nina and I just turned 26.
It's just crazy. Like, and like I said, like Ashley thought I was joking at first, but I was like, all you had to do was not do drugs.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't something literally you need like a car. Like, you need to drive, and like, you know, car accidents happen. It's like you need, you know, certain things.
You need water and food.
Yeah.
You don't need drugs unless like you have
drugs.
like some type of disease where you've been prescribed them by your physician. But
Right.
like, niggas really out here ODing. And like, they think they're special.
And it's like all these songs that promote drugs. I'm like, how many people need to die before people are like, okay, this is some real shit, like we need to stop doing drugs? Because I know in that song Lucid Dreams, he was like, I take prescriptions to feel a-okay.
Okay.
And I'm like, damn, I like that song, but damn, you do sound a little depressed. You probably do drugs.
He
you know?
definitely was probably depressed. Like, have you looked at that nigga's eyes before?
Yeah.
Like, it's just sad that like the world is so horrible. People really turn to drugs to feel better.
No,
because that's more normalized than going to a therapist or like
church.
Going to church, or like, even though like some people don't like that. Like, I know I don't like that when people be like, oh, just pray about it. Okay, that doesn't always help me. Like, there has to be more advocacy for finding different methods of dealing with shit going on in your life.
And people need to, like me and Ashley talked about last week, sometimes people are just ignorant, and it's like, so he was ignorant to the fact that he probably didn't even have the best circle around him. Because I mean, yeah, he might have been doing drugs alone, but it's like, try to surround yourself by people who will make you better, and people who are doing drugs with you just are not making you better. No. Like, because these things are killing people.
But
you know?
I mean, like, the fact that we focus on all the wrong things, because when Demi Lovato, isn't that her name? Yeah, that was her, right? When she OD'd, her fucking drug dealer was fucking on TV. On TV, like, basically having an interview about, like, oh, she knew what I was giving her and she seemed normal or whatever. Like, that should not be okay. Like, and like, how wasn't it Charlamagne was like, I wonder how he's doing an interview right now and not in jail. And then he was like, oh yeah, that's right, we know why. It's because he's white. Like, he's not black. So it's just like, y'all, we gotta stop normalizing these things and stop normalizing unhealthy coping mechanisms. Because I remember I was on Tumblr earlier this week, and there was this post about unhealthy coping mechanisms. I'm trying to find it right now, but I remember some of them on the list were like staying up later or waking up earlier so that you're more tired, not eating, not taking care of yourself, like, you know, some of the common ones. And then other ones were like super random things that I didn't even take as like unhealthy coping mechanisms, or I would have never thought to think of those things. And like, hopefully I could find it, because I be on Tumblr a lot and I just be scrolling. Oh, here it is. Subtle self-harm is real. So avoiding self-care, like not drinking water, not eating and overeating. I know I don't eat, so that's one of the things I do. Not taking medications, procrastinating, or completely not doing an important task for punishment they get in response. Not talking, I do that. Talking but never about themselves. Spending all their cash, I do that.
Yep.
Definitely Amazon is my coping mechanism, and I just fell into that trap this week trying to get out of it.
I fall into overeating sometimes too.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, let me just keep moving.
Yeah, like sometimes, like I know when I have a rough day, I'm like, I'm going to get a meal that I know will satisfy me. But it's just like, don't make that a habit. Like I try and not do that all the time. And then I try not to like come home from work and sleep all the time, because that's another thing I do too. Because it's like, I'm just so fucking pissed about having this job. I have to go back there tomorrow. Like I don't feel like it. Another one on the list was refusing to do anything that makes you happy because you, in quotes, don't deserve it. Ooh. Overworking yourself so other people think you're successful and happy, while actually you're just doing it to feel more stressed.
Wow. Not
allowing comfort objects or comforting people when you need them. I already read that one. And then setting your alarm earlier than you have to, so you sleep less and therefore are more tired.
People do that shit.
Yeah, and it's just like,
fuck.
I would never set my alarm earlier.
Yeah, some of those
Fuck
were
that.
like, damn, you hate yourself.
Yeah. Like, damn, bitch, do you have anything about you?
You need to go see a therapist. No diss at all, but like, that is self-fucking harm. Like, setting your alarm early, you're an evil bitch to yourself.
Right.
Like, damn.
But the one, shut up, bitch. We're not supposed to be laughing about this. This is the problem. Nobody takes shit seriously, clearly.
That's the thing, is like, you really have to like look at death and like laugh, because it's really gonna happen to everybody.
Oh yeah.
But it's just like, this shit is sad and the world is so fucked up, and it's like, I'd be looking at God like, God,
nigga, you really designed this shit?
God, why you leave us here like this? Like, I ain't even trying to go through this.
Right? Like, I don't even know Eve. Like, who is she?
Did she really eat that apple? Who's trifling, Adam or Eve?
I was listening to this thing about religion and how, or just like basically how women are usually the blame of like men's inadequacies. Yeah. Like a lot of the time. And it's like
sounds right.
Yeah, right? Because like in the Bible, like women were always at the blame of a man being weak. And it's just like, the woman is not the cause of it. It's the men who knew and didn't teach the women to do the right thing. Yeah. So therefore the men are weak. But you know, it's always the other way around. Niggas just because of physical ability.
Back in the Bible days.
But one of the self-harms that really stuck out to me, and one that like I've been trying to do less of, and I told Nina about, and so she's on that tip too now, is another form of self-harm is searching triggering stuff or stuff that makes you angry or sad. So with that, I see that in the light of Instagram and Tumblr. Like I was telling Nina, like I'm trying to limit my social media intake, because I'll go on there and it's not like I'm really searching for things, but it's just some things come up more often than other on there. And it's like, you know, if you click on it, the algorithm makes that shit show up more on your feed. So if it's something that makes you angry and you're seeing it more often, like you're gonna feel like ain't shit. Cause like I know on mine, I'll be seeing a lot of fucking babies. I don't have one of them yet. Oh, yeah. And then I see a lot of people getting married. I see a lot of people getting engaged. I see a lot of people with the cars I want. I see a lot of people with the house I want.
The body.
Exactly. And it's like, I don't have all these things yet. So it can be frustrating if I'm always seeing it. And it's like, I feel like I'm working hard, but I'm not attaining any of these things. It's like, that could be damaging to me.
Right.
And then with Tumblr, all y'all motherfuckers on there are sick. Like, y'all love to dwell in your depression. And it's like, I had to take myself away from that. And it's just like, it just gets on my nerves when people try and say that they're doing this, but they make the announcement on social media. It's like, if you gonna go, just go. Because when I ghost, I just fucking ghost. I don't make no fucking announcement about
People
it.
really do post announcements like, I ain't even finna be on there. You can reach me on my cell. I'm like, your friends already know to reach you on your cell.
Exactly.
Who the fuck are you talking to?
Right? Like, you really want to feel that important?
Yeah.
Like, to me, like...
Or when they come back like, I've been gone, but no.
Yeah.
I was off my Instagram for a whole year, and I didn't do any of that.
I was off mine for like 2.
And then I just posted
Forgot
a picture.
the password. Okay. Had to get a whole new account. Like... And I didn't announce shit to nobody because weird. It's just like, I don't rely on social media for validation.
I don't rely on other people in general for validation because it's like they just make shit look good. These people are still living normal lives. Yeah, their shit
probably
might cost
broke. Their mattress is probably on the fucking floor.
Yeah, some of them are broke. Even the rich ones, they're still living in a normal like house. You know, they still go to normal places. They're just rich. Sorry, like I don't know,
like they could afford to eat 3 meals a day out and not struggle
and not gain weight from it.
Right,
because they can actually
flat tummy tea.
Right, they can actually get good options. That shit don't work. They find people with the flattest stomachs and be like, hey, you want to be an ambassador?
Yep.
Here's 10,000.
Because that Masi Arias, it's a Masi Arias or
Masi
Arias said that it's just like a laxative. So like if you never want to be able to shit again on your own, yeah, take that shit. But I mean, if you want your bowels to function properly, don't.
I like things that make me shit.
I mean, there's other natural things that make you shit, Nina. A lot of water, fiber. Damn smoothie. Yeah, like there's things that make you shit that aren't fucking flat tummy tea.
I will never buy that shit.
But it's just like social media really is causing people to have mental health disorders. And like I don't think people understand that.
Yeah.
And they really think, oh well, this shit's not real. But it's like to some people it is.
And the fact that they're able to convince people still bothers people too. Like they're able to convince people that it's real. And so people watching it, even though they know it's fake, they're jealous of the fact that they're able to convince people that it's real or able to just convince people to like their picture. Yeah. You know, so yeah, social media. I mean, now that there's a sector of therapy just for social media addiction, like and depression that comes from social media. So it's just really sad. I mean, to go back to the original subject of Mac Miller, it's like we do have a shit ton of songs that talk about doing drugs. I mean, it never made me be like, ooh, let me try it. But it did open my eyes to you can take this. So there are people out there who are not only saying, oh, you can take this, but, oh, let me try it. And that's a problem. And you know, the new generation below us, because we thought we were the most spoiled, stupid generation, but damn. The generation after us is dumb as hell.
I just pray for them because they're stupid and they think they know everything. So like somebody that I know, like they're so against getting advice from somebody. Right. Like you tell them something and they're like, oh no, I'm not gonna do that because I did this and
I know this.
Yeah, and it's like you don't know everything. And I know it's hard when you're younger to understand people telling you something isn't coming from a place of like, oh, nigga, you ain't shit. It's more of like, I don't want you to make these mistakes because I made them before. Or I'm wiser and I've been through more and I know somebody who's done the same thing that you have and it didn't turn out well for them.
Ain't shit now.
Yeah, and it's like the younger generation, they don't believe in listening to people. They believe in their dreams
and the
wholeheartedly. Internet. Like they really believe in their dreams.
Right. They believe in whatever the internet tells them, and they grew up with technology. Yeah. We were the last generation to not be born with technology, basically. So it was like they grow up and they're like, oh, well, see it. I'm just gonna get famous. I've heard people be like, oh, I just need to keep working, get famous on Instagram. You know, I'm like, whoa.
I mean, Instagram doesn't always pay. Like Instagram doesn't always turn into money.
And people forget, like some of these people who are famous on Instagram started back in MySpace and they're just famous now.
Exactly.
It takes a lot of hard work. Plus, there's people who've been trying since MySpace and ain't shit happening.
Ain't got nothing shit at all.
Yeah, so it's like, be realistic. Don't be like, oh, I'm not gonna get a degree. I want to be an entertainer. No, you probably should get a degree just in
entertainment industry, so that like you can be well versed in the back end and the front end of things. You don't want to just have one view of something. You want a well-rounded view,
or even just a degree in general, just in case that shit don't work out at all. You can get a job. Niggas out here 28 years old applying to be security guards. No diss to y'all, but I'm just saying, like,
I know people older than that are security guards.
And it's like all you have to do is just go back to school and get a trade as a backup. That's what me and Ashley's degrees are. They're backups. And luckily we actually got jobs with them. Look at how the backup worked out. So,
and when we first started recording, I just got an email talking about getting a job at Amazon. But
I got that email too.
Yeah, I'm like, Amazon's a shit ass company.
Yeah, it is.
Because I drove by there on Labor Day and the parking lot was fucking packed and people were rolling up to work at 6 p.m.
No.
Yeah. No. And you notice how many Amazon warehouses we're getting by us, right? There's
oh
like
my God.
there's like 3 or 4 in a radius of 20 miles.
We have so much empty space out here, so it only makes sense since we live in Fontana. Anyone who knows about Fontana, California. We have a lot of empty space. I'm remembering that picture that they used for the Inland Empire. They had like San Francisco and it was a beautiful skyline, and then they had like,
oh yes, it was desert.
Desert. And the Inland Empire was just a desert and like fucking dead skull bone. Like damn, we ain't like that. Like
we got a little something going on.
We're not on the way to Vegas. I mean, we are, but we're not like there.
That deep. We're not fucking. What is that city? Fucking. What's that shit up the hill?
Victorville.
Yeah, Victorville is trash as fuck. all that lives up there are fucking meth heads. Like I'm sorry if anybody lives there, but like y'all got a lot of fucking meth heads.
Drugs are not good, guys. Stop. And y'all broke ass niggas getting cocaine, some expensive ass drug. I remember the one time I found out the price. I said, "Why the hell are you buying that? You make less than me." The fuck?
My God. Or people that have cocaine and then like their house is super shitty. Like,
okay,
your priorities are fucked up.
You're a drug addict. I'm just gonna dub you a drug addict if you can't clean your house, but you could buy coke.
No, or if your house is in the fucking hood and you have coke.
Oh yeah.
Like my nigga, why you got coke?
Right.
Why do you have that?
Get meth. No, I'm just kidding. That is totally not the direction we're supposed to be going. I'm just kidding. That is so dark.
Whoa, bitch.
I love dark comedy. But yeah, we should move on.
That is horrible. Yeah, because we don't want to offend you drug addicts out there.
Yeah, rest in peace, Mac Miller. Right? Let's stop
here. I was really not believing it was true, but I guess it is. I found it on multiple sources.
Yeah. Also, this is an old story, but like I just remembered, and it was just interesting to me. Like Gucci Mane's baby mama's requesting child support because he only pays $2,000 a month in child support. And I'm like, nigga, you were rolling around with all Gucci on in 2 Lamborghinis with your wife dripped down, and you paying $2,000. You're rude. Like you're rude for not paying more.
No. If that's what the courts said,
nah.
If the courts told him to pay $2,000, he's not rude.
Nah.
But the fact that she's going back and requesting more, like if she wins that over, it's fair. But like if you go to court and that's what they say you have to give, that at the end of the day, that's it. Because my mom gets child support now for my cousin, and her mom is so fucking broke. It's like $40 a month.
Jesus.
Yeah, because her mom is so broke.
Yeah.
So it's like I think that was determined when it was like relative to his net worth then.
Yeah.
So it does need to be
But it's like, nigga, you are rich. You need to give the mother of your child more money, period. That's just how I feel.
I mean, niggas don't give a fuck about the mother of their child. And that's why you have to be careful about who you have a baby with.
Right.
Like,
right.
You know the nigga you dealing with when you get pregnant.
All these bitches, I'm sorry.
People just be like people like to make people be the person they want them to be instead of seeing them for who they actually are. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem with like a lot of relationships and a lot of failed relationships. Mm-hmm. They don't really see the person for who they are. They see them for who they want them to be.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah. And like, what was I about to say? Look at me just losing my train of thought.
It's because I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I haven't smoked in hours. So I'm just like, why is your brain not working like this? I mean, but overall, it just, what I was going to say was, the funny thing is, after they renegotiate, that number is going to be so
it's going to be stupid. Because he's taking care of his wife's kids now.
Yeah.
And them not even any relation to him.
Yeah, and I'm like,
and they live in fat.
They are still in Jamaica, aren't they?
No, they live with them.
Do they?
Apparently.
They just hide their face.
Yeah, everybody I think she just does, but remember she said she didn't like having her kids on social media.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I'm not really fond of putting my kids on social media when I have them either.
Right.
Just because it's like, you're supposed to protect your kids, and I don't feel like social media is the place for your kids.
Definitely
and then
not.
People really be having whole ass accounts for their fucking kids, which I think is weird.
Not that.
That's weird. I can't even devote that much energy to social media already, but to have 2 accounts, one for me and my child.
And you have to remember there's perverts out there. So it's like there's going to be old men following your kid's page. Just
to jack off.
Yeah, it's fucking gross.
Somebody is nutting on your kid's face on their phone.
Whoa.
Like, that will really happen.
Look how left we went.
I know. That's why my sister is like, oh, yeah, I don't post pictures of my kids online. She used to get real mad when my other sister would do it. She's like, I don't post my kids online. I'm like, all right, I feel it.
Good for you.
Right?
Also, Kim K squashed the Drake rumor because...
Girl, bye. Nobody believe you.
Nick Cannon was on Everyday Struggle with DJ Academics and the other girl. And they were talking about it because I forgot Nick Cannon used to date Kim Kardashian too. So he fucked her too.
Way back.
Yeah. And so Nick was like, that's not that far-fetched. Like, and they're like saying it. And then she like commented under the post like, didn't happen, end of story. And I was like, I don't
believe you, Kim.
I mean that's what happens when you're a hoe.
Yeah, so, nobody's gonna believe you.
I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a hoe, but that just comes with the territory.
Yeah, you know, people are gonna assume you fucked a lot of people.
Yeah, because you did. you just did fuck Drake. She did.
You probably should have.
I remember she
would have been a power move.
She fucked her security guard on the old episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians because they're on season 10 right now.
Fuck.
You're on season 10 or 11, and she fucked him back in season like 2 or 3, right before she met Chris Humphries. She fucked him in the bathroom, like, yeah, and like she let it be on tape, not on tape, but like them going to the bathroom, like, yeah, she was a hoe. Wow. There's nothing wrong with being a hoe, but girl, you's a hoe.
Just like make sure your business don't get out there, or there's no cause for your business to get out there, I guess. Yeah. Like tell Kanye not to have beef with Drake.
Yeah, right. This might be a good time to go to commercial break.
Hey guys, interrupting the conversation very quickly to bring you a business shout of the week. This week's business is Epic Performance and Physical Therapy. So you can find them on Instagram at Epic PPT, or you could go to their website, epicppt.com. So Epic Performance is ran by Jeremy and Gary. And so Jeremy is a certified doctor of physical therapy. So he's really about that life. And Gary Berwick is a strength and conditioning coach. So Epic has 2 locations, one in San Diego and one in Rancho Cucamonga, whichever is the most convenient for you. Sorry for you guys that are out of state. So Epic is a physical therapy and performance center, and EPIC means for educate, prevent, integrate, and compete. So at EPIC, they recognize that education is a pivotal component that is necessary to progress performance and rehabilitation. We aim to provide comprehensive, evidence-based practice in order to give you a better understanding of the human movement system and how to optimize performance. So this isn't just teaching you how to work out, guys. This is the overall experience of helping you make sure you don't injure yourself, help recover injuries, and prevent injuries in the future, because we know when people play sports or work out incorrectly, injury is bound to happen. So if you have the free time and you have the extra funds, visit them at one of their locations in San Diego and Rancho Cucamonga. You can make an appointment on their website, and you can also view them on Instagram TV, because they have been posting videos on there that I've been following along with. And they also have a little bio about each of them, Jeremy and Gary, and how they started their journey and how they came to the conclusion of starting Epic. So yeah, guys, please check them out. Their Instagram is epicppt, or you could go to their website, www.epicppt.com. Be sure to check them out. Let us know if you check them out, and I'm going to check them out too. So thanks for listening, guys. Back to the conversation.
Hey guys, so we're back. Yeah, there's just been a lot of stuff going on this week. I mean, Beyonce's birthday just passed too.
Yeah, and I was curious, like, is that bitch 36 or 37? Because I saw so many mixed numbers.
They said 37 on the
her,
blogs.
Yeah, on
on her
thing.
shit. Yeah, they did.
But some people were saying happy 36th birthday. I'm like, okay, so
they don't know.
What is the truth?
Because bitches don't know how to do math and count years, right? What was the other thing? Oh yeah, Kanye West and Lil Pump just dropped a quick little video. I think a lot of Kanye West stuff is weird, so I actually liked it because I just liked how Lil Pump didn't look like a drug addict. He just looked like
he looked normal.
Boy. Yeah, he looked like a boy with tattoos. Like, he looked super normal. The song wasn't bad to me. I don't know.
I mean, Kanye's verse after it started, I was like, oh, okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
But it's just still on that tip of him being that weird-ass fucking Kanye that he's been being.
I wouldn't actively seek. Oh, my gosh. Okay, Ashley's going through Tumblr. And
there is a big-ass dick.
There's always porn.
Like, it irritates me.
Unfortunately, but fortunately.
Like,
but,
what?
yeah.
What is this? Okay.
Wait, what? Hold up, what?
There's just nut all on his fucking pants. I don't know why. I'm trying to find a meme.
Why is it on his pants like that? If that's where his dick is, did someone nut on him?
Maybe he's gay.
Okay, because that's the only way that works. But yeah, so Beyonce's birthday passed. Kanye's new video. Oh, did you see Offset walking in New York Fashion Week?
No.
Being all stylish and shit. It was cute.
He's just so cute.
Him and Cardi and Quavo and Hennessy came out, and he walked in the Jeremy Scott show. So he came all dripping and stuff. I love seeing like when Quavo plays basketball, he has no chains on. So I love seeing them with no jewelry on.
Like normal people.
Yeah. So he didn't have it because obviously it's not part of Jeremy Scott's style to have all the jewelry on. So he took all his jewelry off and walked it, and everyone was calling him Michael Myers by the way he was walking, but he looked good. The outfit was fresh. Like,
I gotta check it out.
It was super cool. But yeah, the topic that we wanted to talk about,
and what everybody's been talking about,
everybody, Nike. So because Nike did an ad with Colin Kaepernick, all the racists are now burning their Nike, which is stupid because you already purchased it.
You bought it.
So,
like, did you see that Rennie is like, you really think you hurting somebody by buying stuff that you already bought? Like, you already bought this shit. You already gave the money to Nike. You meant
destroying stuff that you already bought, but yeah.
Like, you bought it from Nike already. They already have your money, and they used it to film the commercial. Right. And you're out here burning shit.
It's like, okay, so this shows these are the people who voted for Donald Trump. People who think that destroying something after they purchased it means something.
No, it's just like, that reminds me so much of the KKK. Like, because that's literally what they did. Like, they would burn crosses in people's yards. They would burn black people.
Oh man,
They just loved burning shit that they didn't agree with. And then weren't people like burning the flag too? Back when Colin Kaepernick started fucking kneeling in the first place.
Oh, did they burn the flag? No, wait.
They burned the flag for something.
Were they burning jerseys? They're burning the jerseys.
Yeah,
that's
and then they said they were boycotting the NFL. Like, honestly,
you guys are, I mean, that is just a level of racism that is, I mean, it was apparent during the presidential election, but damn, like, y'all are so dumb. What I am enjoying is watching all the black people come together. I'm like, man, that's why I was like, I'm probably going to the mall on like Monday. I'm probably just gonna buy some Nikes.
The funniest thing is, like, right before this commercial came out, Rashad and I had gone to the Nike store on Labor Day because we both had gift cards. So they were having this big ass sale, and we just got new Nike gear. Like, very ironically, we just got this new Nike gear.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I've been supporting Nike, but
about to buy me a full tracksuit and some shoes, the full thing.
But it's like, at the end of the day, Nike knows where their market's at.
Right.
So they're going to support their market. Like, white people be buying them not Uncle Tom, that's still like black people. They be buying them ugly ass fucking Nikes that are the lowest price point. Black people buy Jordans. They buy all those Off-Whites, like all the expensive brands of shoes. Like, they buy the shoes that are like $200 and up. White people buy shoes that are $40 and under. So it's like, they know where their market is at, and they know who wears their clothes. So they're going to cater to the people that are wearing their brand more so than the people that aren't wearing their brand that's at a higher price point. So, like, part of it, it's like I could get with. The other half is like, y'all using us. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I don't know if Nike really cares about black people.
That's the thing.
They don't even care about people. Don't they use like sweatshops and shit?
Our money's still going to a white man.
Yeah. At the end of the day, the owner is still white.
Yeah. So I just like, I mean, if they have good prices, I'll buy some. But if they still trying to upcharge my black ass, I probably won't. Because, I don't buy nothing if it ain't on sale.
I only get it if it's on sale.
Yeah, it has to be. There always has to be some sort of discount attached to something, or I will not buy it. Like, or even if I can find a coupon online, that counts. Like,
that's why I shop online, because I can always find coupons.
Yeah, we need that. We need that
full
sale.
price wear.
So I don't have too much to say other than this is just a reflection of how many racists are in the United States, and this is a reflection of how Donald Trump became the president. Because you see Colin Kaepernick's name, like, how many years will it take for people to understand why he was kneeling?
Yeah, because they keep saying you're not supporting the troops. Honestly, I don't give a fuck about the troops.
The troop posted his shoes.
We're Nike.
Their shoes are fucking Nike brand. Like, and he said, don't put us in this shit. Like,
and then at the end of the day, troops decide to be troops. Yeah. Nobody like puts a gun to their head and like, oh, go join the military. Like, they decide to do that shit, and I am forced to pay my tax dollars for that shit. Right. So technically, even if I'm like, oh yeah, I don't give a fuck about the troops, I'm still supporting them because they still get my tax money at the end of the day. Like, I have no say so in that.
Exactly.
Just like y'all have no say-so in Nike making money and supporting Colin Kaepernick. Like, they could give a fuck about what y'all saying. They could give a fuck about what y'all burning. Because at the end of the day, you still paid for it. It's not like these white people are going out and looting stores and then burning it. They're literally taking stuff they already own, like depleting their whole closet. Like, I saw this nigga burn like 4 pairs of Nikes.
Stupid.
Like, you're ignorant as fuck if you think I'm gonna burn some Nikes. And then I was thinking about how many pairs of Nikes I already own, and it's like, damn. Like,
yeah, I
really rock with y'all.
Yeah, and it's like, we're not even trying to. I just naturally buy Nikes. That means they're just good shoes.
Right?
Like, I can't help it. Sorry, guys. Like,
the brand is brolic, nigga.
Right, right. The brand is strong. You can't help
out.
That. It's just funny how people are. People are weird.
And it's just like, I saw this post talking about how like white people aren't good at protesting, because honestly that is the worst form of protesting. Right? To burn something you already own. Like, they could have thought about another way of going about this. Like, if y'all really serious about it, boycott the NFL. Don't go to the games. Don't buy tickets. Like, people were like, when they first started, they were burning tickets, like season tickets they already purchased.
It's like, what?
Like, I don't get it.
What in the education system? Like, as I'm saying, these people are just dumb.
Yeah,
they're just not.
Who was it? It was Akila somebody. She was
in
on
the beat.
She was on the Chelsea show. What's her last name? Yeah, Chelsea Handler. And she was saying, well, how do you suggest that Colin Kaepernick protest this? You said he should be more like Martin Luther King. So Martin Luther King led protests. He did marches,
nonviolent.
He did all these nonviolent things, and there's even a protest where Martin Luther King was kneeling. I forget what it was for, but it was a silent protest, and he knelt to signify that he didn't agree with these things. So it's like, Colin is already being like Martin Luther King. You guys are just so fucking racist. You just want him to stop. You just want him to stop doing it, period, because you guys don't understand the bigger problem is all these black people dying at the hands of these officers. Like, it never had anything to do with the troops. And, like, oftentimes, like, when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, wait, what was he even protesting for? Because y'all have taken away from the facts so much that I can't even fucking remember what the real purpose of the protest was for.
Right.
Yeah, like, it's just, y'all racists are beyond me. And, like, racism really just leads to stupidity, because y'all be doing some stupid shit to prove a point about not liking black people. And, like, did you see the Chance the Rapper tweet where he was like, damn, I wish y'all got this mad about them killing black people?
Right. Yeah. I did see that.
It's like, at the end of the day, y'all care about the wrong things. Y'all rather have somebody stand for a flag that doesn't protect them,
right,
than protest injustices on a mass group of people. Like, there was just a shooting yesterday of this black man. He was in his apartment, and the officer was going home, so she thought, and she was in the wrong apartment building. So she went inside and sees this black man in there and shoots him because she goes in the wrong apartment.
Oh my God. He died?
He died. He's definitely dead. Yeah. And he was chilling in his own fucking house.
She walked into a nigga's house and killed him in his house because he was in his house that you thought was in his house. Mm-hmm. Okay, bitch, man.
I'm trying to
it was a woman, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely
women
a woman.
Be getting in trouble, man, though.
His name was Botham Shim Jean.
That was the picture I saw.
Yeah, he was shot when a Dallas police officer returning home from her shift entered the wrong apartment in her building. So she was completely at fault. He was chilling at home, and she walks in and shoots him. So this is the type of things that Colin Kaepernick is fighting against. There was also another instance where this young black boy was assaulted by a police officer, and he was put in prison. And the charges they were trying to have against him were that he was attempting to harm the officer and that he had a gun or some shit. So the officer had turned off his body cam while he was beating him. They didn't find a gun or any type of weapons. So they ended up having to drop all the charges because they realized that the officer was lying. These are the things that Colin Kaepernick is standing for. Fuck. Well, actually kneeling for. He is trying to get these injustices completed, taken care of, so that us black people don't have to fear for our lives just being normal. Like, the guy who just died was at home. Like, we get shot every day for doing normal shit, or just for doing shit that white people do on a regular basis and don't get in trouble for.
Yeah, there was a black guy in a car with his white grandma and got pulled over and taken to a police car.
Oh, yeah, because they thought he was holding her captive.
They thought he was doing something. Someone just off the side of the road thought something was going on. He's like, that's my grandma's white. Yep. So I don't know what to.
I also saw a post saying that Black kids need to be careful hanging out with their white friends. Like, if your white friend is doing something illegal, you need to step the fuck back. Because at the end of the day, when the cop comes, guess who they're going to blame?
Yep, they're going to think you were the culprit.
Yep, they're not going to blame you. I mean, blame the white kid. They're going to blame you. Even if Timothy was the only one doing the crime, Timothy's getting off. Yeah. And if Timothy goes to jail, guess what? He gonna get out right away. Your black ass won't.
Parents gonna come crying with all the money, talking about, oh, he's a good boy. Don't mess up his life.
He could have had all the coke on him. Guess who's getting in trouble?
You. Don't try.
Tyrone. You're getting in trouble.
Right. Tyrone.
And the name doesn't even have to be Tyrone. And then one last thing I wanted to touch on, which is still kind of in the lines of race, because that shit is very apparent in America. I was on Instagram, and one of my Tumblr friends that I follow on Instagram posted this, and it says generational wealth cannot exist in our communities if we continue to romanticize struggle and shame people for receiving the support of their parents. And so she went on to say that you think these privileged rich kids gonna be like, no, Dad, I don't want my trust fund. I want to struggle so I can build character. Bitch, please.
Right.
So it's like, I know like a lot of millennials still live at home. Nina and I still live at home. Well, Nina just moved back home.
But, say that money. Yeah.
But it's like, I completely advocate people living at home to get on their 2 feet.
Hell yeah.
It's just like so many people are just so ready to get out there and be grown because what they see on social media, or they think that like, oh, well, I'm 26, like I should be doing this, that, and the other.
Not necessarily. And God bless those, because I do know people who aren't able
they
to
have they shit.
No, I know people who are not allowed to live with their parents. So I'm like, God bless y'all, because like, you're in a rock and a hard place. But we're not talking.
Nigga, what'd you do?
Some people, some people's parents say when they become 18, they really be kicking them out. Yeah, those people really exist. So we are not talking about y'all.
No.
We're talking about the ones whose parents will let them live with them.
And they're deciding not to.
And don't be a bum nigga either when you move in with your parents. Like, be helpful.
Pay some bills.
Yeah, do something.
If there's little kids in your house, help
watch
take care of them.
If you can't pay bills, clean shit. You know, like,
cook dinner for the fam.
Don't be a dick. Don't be leaving trash all out. Like,
don't break rules.
Right.
Like, you may be an adult, but you're living on somebody else's dime.
Right.
And like Nina and I talked about this, like, yeah, your parents are supposed to pay for things for you, but that doesn't mean you get to be disrespectful and disregard their rules. And like, that's a lot of, like, I'm noticing that with my nephews, because they're kind of around that age where like they're 17 and 18, so they think they're grown now. Right. So they think that they're adults and they don't have to be respectful. And it's like, at the end of the day, you not helping pay no bills. Right. And like, I'm sorry that it always comes down to that, but money is a real thing, and love don't pay bills. Like, at the end of the day, love don't pay no fucking bills.
Unfortunately.
No, it just makes you feel good. That's it.
Right. And
hopefully it makes you feel good.
And it's fleeting.
Yeah. So it's just like, you guys live with your parents if you need to. Ask for help if you need it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And then humbly. Yeah, and then if somebody is coming up to you making suggestions, you could ask them, oh, well, are you willing to help me carry out these dreams? Like, because there is a lot of empty support out there where people will suggest things for you to do, or like, if you're an artist, they're like, oh, you should do this, and it's like, okay, well, are you going to give me the funds to do this? Because making art isn't cheap, and people never want to pay for art.
Right.
So I don't know, guys, get your shit together,
Yeah, just get it together.
Yeah, be willing to make that sacrifice of your independence and freedom for a little bit to live at home,
and humble yourself a little bit. Yeah, because there is that stigma of like, it's funny, like, we're just lucky that we're not surrounded around people who would look at us sideways for living with our parents. Because I was thinking about that, like how my new friend was all like, oh, your parents' house, and I was like, oh, you don't care. Like, but just because I know how other people are. So it's like, I'm like, we're really lucky that we're not surrounded around dumb people like that. Because it's only people who are ignorant or who aren't aware that it is the best idea to live with your parents if you're doing it right, which is the only reason me and Ashley are doing it, is to save money. Because we wouldn't be doing it otherwise.
Because I had an old friend that as soon as I got my new job, all that I would hear from her, like, when it came to certain stuff, is like, oh, well, you got money though. Like, you have money now. And I told her, like, that. I have money, but it's to stay in my account so that I can have more money. Like, I like having my bank account at a certain balance.
I don't have money to spend. No. I have money to save and to invest. So I can have just as much money. It still ain't fucking mine.
No.
You know, that's what it really is. Like, it's going somewhere.
Like, this money is allocated for other things.
Yeah.
Like, I have future plans for my money. Like, my money isn't all right now money.
I really do hate when people say that, because I've had people be like, oh, you rich now. Like, not saying I'm rich, but, you know, like saying, oh, you have money now. And, oh, you rich now, you rich now. And I'm like, no, I'm paying my bills now.
Yeah.
No, I'm paying my student loans now.
I'm
I ain't paying them bitches yet.
I just made a payment on mine.
Student loans is a bitch.
I didn't even need to, but I'm like, I don't want to have a whole bunch of debt once I graduate. So I'm trying to start making payments now on my shit. Because that interest is a bitch.
Interest ain't no game. But yeah. Does that
look at God, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I always forget about look at God. Look at God. There's some things I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna wait to say it later. So all I'm gonna say now is, this week I reached a peak of happiness that I haven't.
Yeah, fuck Nina, man. She living the dream
that I haven't experienced in ever.
Maybe like middle school.
No.
Okay, elementary.
Nope.
I'm like, no, because bitches didn't have money.
Last time I was this happy, I was like dumb. So I was like 3. Yeah, I was like, I had to be under the age of 3
toddler.
before when I was this happy. So, you know, that was, you know, it's just been a good week. And that's all I gotta say about that.
Okay, my look at God. I just finished a class with a professor that I fucking hated.
Oh.
Cause this nigga could not speak English well, and like that's one problem with college is like when you take a science major, a lot of the professors don't speak English well, and then he also like didn't give like very good description of what the assignment was supposed to contain, and like he would tell us shit like the day it was due. So I just finished that class and I got an A-, so a bitch GPA is a 3.7. I have not had a 3.7 GPA
since middle school.
Since high school.
Oh, you had a 3.7 in high school?
I graduated with a 4.2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, hey.
So it's like, it's been a while since I've had a very good GPA, because I graduated college with a 2.7, guys. So
you had a 4.2 overall in high school? Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'll ask you more questions after.
That's why I was mad I didn't get into more colleges.
That's what I was about to ask. I was like, what happened?
Right? I was like, what the fuck?
Fucking rude. They probably wanted more volunteer experience. Don't ask me some fucking volunteer. Fuck
some
that
bullshit.
shit. I got homework, nigga.
Nigga, I had a 4.2.
They wanted us to be working like adults back then.
Like, which is very stupid.
Yeah.
We'll tackle that another time.
I'm gonna help my kids when I get older. Like when I have kids,
my mom
be like,
lied for me.
Oh yeah.
My mom definitely lied.
I'm gonna make sure my kids get enough experience, because my cousins are doing that now, getting into student council and like sports and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, do it now.
It's a very good idea.
Because the funny thing is, you have to start in middle school, because in high school they'd be like, "What have you done?"
Yeah,
and it's just
like nothing.
Nothing. I graduated 8th grade. Like, what do you mean? Like, just to get to ASB, you had to already have experience. So it's like you might as well just
how
start.
How you supposed to have a resume in middle school?
Right. I helped my mom pick flowers. You know, I think that's what my resume was like in high school. Damn. It was like,
I don't even remember.
I'm like, I know how to clean. I don't know what it was. It was so stupid.
It's so funny when like little kids have to write a resume. It's like, what you gonna put on that bitch?
I helped my mommy clean dishes, and I helped my mom wash her car.
I saw a post like that. It was like, did you take out the garbage or did you manage material waste? And it's like, you know, it's the same thing.
Did you manage material waste?
Yeah. I need to get off the internet,
That's
guys.
Funny.
Yep.
Wow.
But I mean, it's true. You gotta finesse that fucking resume.
Said, manage material waste, man. I'm about to fuck up my resume.
Right?
Start putting some bullshit on there. Fucking. Man, well, good to know. I've managed material waste before.
Me too.
Okay.
And I've been what's that shit? Not hospitality. What is another name for washing dishes? Because I don't did that shit.
A dishwasher, but
bitch, no.
It's like
sound basic as fuck.
Like a facilities.
Facility maintenance manager.
Facility maintenance manager.
Yeah, exactly. The young, tender age of 8 years old.
Yeah, I know when they say you should have 10 years experience, and it's all them little kids with hard hats.
The world is fucking stupid.
That's what I was just about to say. I was like, this is the world we live in. All of the things we talked about today, I'm like, this is the world we live in.
And average, FYI, average income for a millennial is $34,000. I think it's either like 34 or 38 grand. And then I also saw a job posting. It was from Indeed. They were paying $11 to $12 an hour, and you needed a bachelor's degree.
For like what?
For what?
What the hell? $11 to $12 after taxes, fucking $6.50 an hour. The fuck I'm finna buy? Bitch, I'm gonna get some fucking gas and be broke for 2 weeks.
Right? You can't pay no bills with that.
I'm sorry.
I'm like, my nephew makes that working at Graziano's. Like,
oh my God.
You expect somebody with a bachelor's to be doing that shit?
You're fucking, that's
disrespectful.
That's what I was gonna say. I hate you, America.
Fucking
fucking rude. All right, guys. So we're laughing a lot. There's some other shit Ashley said earlier too that she deleted. That was funny as shit. And I was cracking up in the background, but I think it's gone now.
I definitely deleted it.
Yeah, that was hilarious. But it's like not okay to post.
No.
So that's why we're just laughing ass niggas right now. But thank you so much for listening. Please tell us how you feel about the topics we discussed today. Rest in peace, Mac Miller. Colin Kaepernick, keep doing your thing. Nike, don't do nothing stupid.
If
now.
y'all do some racist shit, then we gonna be burning shit. Because
every time black people try to
I'm not gonna burn it.
I'm not gonna burn it. Right.
Okay.
That's what white people should have did. They should have sold all their shit to black people.
Or give it to the Goodwill.
Right. That's what Nick Cannon went into a Nike store and bought all the socks, and he's giving it to homeless people. He took all the socks. I was like, damn, okay. I like, I saw you
got the money to do that.
Okay. But yeah, just so you guys know, you can find us on Apple Podcasts or iTunes. Search Young and Gettin Podcast. There is no G at the end of Gettin because we're young millennials and we're popping. Please subscribe and please rate and review on there. Also find us on SoundCloud.com/WeAreYAGIP. Please follow us on there and also comment on there. We're on YouTube also. Search Young and Gettin Podcast. No G at the end of Gettin, and watch our videos on there. Please subscribe and leave a comment. We're also on Google Play. We're also on Stitcher, and we're also on Pocket Casts.
Yeah, find us on one of those, or you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at YAGI_podcast. Look out for us on Facebook, facebook.com/YAGIPOD. We also have our website, www.weareyagip.com. And then we have our email, Ashleyandninapod@gmail.com. If you would like, send us a text or call and leave us a voicemail of your look at God at 323-486-3811. We look forward to hearing from y'all. We appreciate the listens. We appreciate the support.
Yep.
UK, we see you. Yes. Netherlands, we see you. I saw one. It was Sweden. We see you. So, we on the lookout for y'all. And we got some new followers on SoundCloud this week.
Yes.
What up, y'all?
Hey, guys. Thanks for following.
Oh, yeah. Hey, old girl from Converse.
Yep. Hit
us
up. Gave her
a card this week.
Hit us up.
Yeah.
All right. Episode 44 in the books. We're almost at a year. Oh, my gosh.
I know.
It's crazy.
Can't believe it.
All right. Love y'all. Bye.